Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 42nd episode of the Kpush podcast. I want to welcome you, please. I want you to get really nice, comfortable for this episode. It was an impulse episode. I wasn't planning on recording tonight. I was planning on recording tomorrow. But I'm just, this day, first of all, get back to getting ready for this podcast. Take your dick out or your vagina, or whatever transgender genitals you have. None of my business. I want you to take it out, and I want you to get ready for me to talk, because I think it's essential to have your genitalia out while I talk. No, this is a legitimately this was a legitimate impulse episode. I wasn't planning on recording tonight. I was fucking exciting though, because I fucking hated today. I hated today probably the most. And I need to stop saying or I'm gonna fucking shoot my own brains out. It was just not a good, pleasant day. It started out with me giving swim lessons to some kids where in a cold pool, and the kids wouldn't listen or they were sick, and it just kind of sucked. It wasn't the best, and then I went from straight to that to an 8 and 45 minute day work, and at the last end of the shift, I had to pick up someone's throw up in a female restroom sink, because I'm the janitor basically at my local grocery store, and I just think that someone throwing up in our local grocery store's female restroom is a great representation of this town. Of Easton, Massachusetts. It's just the perfect representation of it. It's a shithole town where a bunch of drug addicts or bulimic people all live in one area, and they go to the public fucking grocery store and have to throw up in the sink sometimes. And they don't give a fuck about who cleans it up. They can't throw up in the toilet, which is not even 3 feet away. They have to throw up in the sink. They're so bulimic that they need to throw up. They've been holding in the Taco Bell for like 15 minutes. They can't handle it, or they just have taken so many drugs that they're about to die, and they can't get to the fucking toilet. It's too hard for them. They need to throw up in the sink. It's what needs to happen. It can't be any other way. There's no other way. This is a shithole town, and this is the second time of, I think, a second job where I've seen someone probably, or not seen, I don't want to say seen, but known of somebody coming into the building and having an overdose. I used to work at the YMCA, and somebody, someone was acting super weird, and then they sort of had a heart attack a little bit in the female restroom, and my coach had to go into the female restroom, and because I wasn't a janitor, so I couldn't, I was just somebody working as a lifeguard. I couldn't go into the female restroom. As a janitor, you have to go in the female restroom, but that's besides the point. My coach went in, and they were like, "Yeah, she's probably having like a cocaine overdose or some shit." And now at Shaw's, they throw. Why else would you throw up everywhere other than you're bulimic or you're having an overdose? Why would you throw up in a public sink? Am I missing something? I feel like I'm getting it spot on. Where, if you were to throw up in a public sink, you would have to be overdosing or be extremely bulimic and just eating Burger King. That's the only justification for it. Other than that, I feel like you're just an asshole. I think the bulimia and overdosing perfectly excuses everything, because I really did want to kill myself though, picking up someone else's throw up. The smell was so horrific that there's just a feeling of wanting to die that you can't really separate yourself from. It's not something that you can just overlook. It's very much there, you thinking about wanting to die. And we've talked about this before on the podcast, where some people think that just because you shouldn't say you want to kill yourself, you should say that it sucks or I'm really sad. But that's horseshit. And I've discussed this before, but because of the fact that there's a difference between, oh, this sucking, and you legitimately being like, if I killed myself right now, I wouldn't have to pick up this throw up. I wouldn't have to deal with life anymore. If I just sort of collapsed onto the ground, I wouldn't be affected by it anymore. Anyway, besides that point, Shaw sucked. Whoever threw up in the female restroom, you suck. You better be bulimic or had an overdose. We have a lot to talk about today. A lot on my mind. Impulse podcast. I'm just very fucking angry. Gotta be honest. My great-grandma fucking died out of nowhere. Not really. Not out of nowhere. She died, though. She's gone. She's no longer with us. USB device not recognized. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound like an okay thing to happen. Whatever. Fuck it. We're going to keep recording. If this recording doesn't save, I'll hang myself, and that will be that. What about my grandma dying, though? That's what we were talking about. My grandma died. Not unexpectedly. She's very expected for a very long time. She had dementia, and she's had dementia by the time I started remembering shit. So probably around 7 or 6 is when you really start remembering shit. And so I would say about 5 or 6. So about 10 to 11 years ago, she started to get dementia that I started to remember. I think she had dementia before I was 7 or 6. So she has had dementia for a really, really, really long fucking time. They put her in the fucking, the elderly home. They put her in the elderly home here and there a bunch of times. You know, it's not been fun. It hasn't been a fun ride. I haven't participated in it at all. Thank God. I just kind of sat back on the sidelines and watched. And it's really weird because I don't know my great-grandma at all. Like I said, by the time I was 6 or 7, she had already been diagnosed. She's already had dementia for a little bit. And I just have never met this woman. I've been around her. I've seen her. I've taken pictures with her. I've said hello to her. But it's not there. She's not there. It's a different thing. Because dementia is so strange, where it's like it completely takes over that person, and they're no longer there, and they're not with you anymore. They're gone. Like, that person's kind of there, and they might come through fucking, I don't know, every 30 days or some shit, but they're just not there. And so we leave for Austin, Texas, because I want to go live there still, because I'm a mentally insane person, and I think I have a chance of being a comedian, which is retarded and also insane, and I should go hang myself. But we're going to Austin because I want to go live there after high school with Charlie and Dom, so we're going down there with Charlie and Dom. They have their own podcast, haven't uploaded in fucking 30 years. But we're going down there, and then right after Austin, we're going to Erie, Pennsylvania, where she just passed and where my whole family is. And we live in Massachusetts because of my dad's fucking work. But it's like I want to say, I'm going to want to look at my family members and be like, did you not see this coming? Were you not mentally prepared at all. I get that you're sad, and it's sad, and she's gone now, but she's been like gone for like a long, you know, it's just, it's dementia's kind of death slowly, and watching my grandma. But watching my great grandma legitimately struggle with dementia, and also seeing my grandma deal with my great grandma with dementia kill me. Like, just fucking murder me. Just as soon as I get the diagnosis, shotgun to the mouth, at like gone. Like, and I'm not being like, I'm being fucking serious here. I don't want to live with dementia. It's so terrifying. It's so heartbreaking. And there's so much work into it. And thank God I didn't have to really see it from my first hand. I've just really heard about it because they're in Pennsylvania. I'm in Massachusetts. So I've only really heard about it like when my parents have told me and shit. And it's just no. Absolutely not. You die. You die. You're not you. You are not like Chris Pushkar. The thing that makes Chris Pushkar, of all the memories and all the work that he's done and all the drugs and all the experiences and everything that has happened, makes me for what I am right now. With dementia, you're getting this weird thing that's happening where it's removing your memories. It's removing what makes you. And it's so scary. I mean, it's scary, it's heartbreaking, and fucking murder me. I mean, when you get into assisted suicide, one of the things that just should not be debated at all when it comes to assisted suicide is if someone's diagnosed with dementia. If you're diagnosed with dementia and there's just not a medication out there or a cure, you should be able to fucking blow your brains out or have help doing so. It's not even a fucking debate in my mind as to why this should not be legal. It's crazy to think that, no, you're going to sit there and suffer. You're going to make your parents, your own, no, not your parents, your children. You're going to make your own children, the people that you raised, the people that you want to look up to you the most, you're going to have them take care of you as you just lose yourself. And God forbid, what is that like? Just being confused all of the fucking time. Like, literally all of the time. You have no idea what's going on. You're forgetting who you are all the time. You can't remember your own children. You don't know anything that's really happened in your life. I don't know. This death has had little to no effect on me. I mean, it's made me think a lot about dementia and what's that like, but I was already kind of thinking about dementia before she died because I heard about it, because she was already dealing with it and in my eyes, she had already kind of died. And my fucking family put up a slide, because this is how white we are. We put up a slideshow on our Apple TV of just my great-grandma's pictures. And she's just, I hope no one from my family's watching this, but she's just a skeleton. She's a fucking walking corpse. She's so close to death. And she lived for so long, considering what the fuck was going on. Like, so long. And when it comes to assisted suicide, it's like, I don't know, like, if she even could think or process what assisted suicide was, because she was just so gone, and it was so sad. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm kind of like throwing in some fucking jokes here because that's how I deal with shit. I try to laugh through it, and it's fucked up, but I'm not changing, and this is my podcast, so you can go fuck yourself. But it's like it's so sad, and it makes me angry when I hear that assisted suicide's like not available in some places, and I don't think it's available in Massachusetts. I think I asked Tracy, and I can't really remember what she said. I think she answered it though, but it's just, I don't know. It's really sad, and I don't know. I don't know. But I want to move on. That's enough from that. I want to get on with talking shit about my friends. I really would like to take the time and talk shit about my friends on this podcast. So I was working today at Shaw's, my throw-up cleaning shift at Shaw's. They don't pay you, actually, I'm still not done with this. They don't pay you any more than you were before cleaning the throw-up. Like, there should seriously, obviously be a pay raise or extra money given to you when you clean up throw-up out of a fucking sink. Like, that just should be a given. And it doesn't. It's not even, if I went up and asked my bosses, so I feel like I deserve a little bit more money for literally cleaning out human fluids and feces and like all this shit. Literal, like it's opposite shit. It's opposite, like it's shit that came out of your mouth is essentially what's going on. It missed the butthole, and you threw it out of your mouth, and I cleaned it up. I feel like I deserve just somewhat more, like $5. Like I don't, like, can I get $5 for cleaning human fluid? And they're like, what are you, fucking nuts? Are you retarded? Are you fucking retarded? How dare you come in here asking me for $5 fucking dollars for cleaning, for cleaning what? The insides of human beings? Are you serious? What is that? What the fuck is that? Get out of my office. Get out. You're fucking fired. Like, it's just so crazy that would be ridiculous. But anyway, Jill comes up to me during the shift, and she goes, me and Josh, Jill, the one that was on the podcast, she's one of my friends. I had a podcast with her, if you're interested. If not, she's just one of my friends. Jill, she broke up with Josh. Josh has also been on the podcast. They have the most toxic relationship, and I want to kill both of them. I want to put both of them in the back of my trunk, and I want to drive off of a bridge. I can't handle both of them together. I hate them together. It's so annoying. I've heard Jill talk about Josh probably at least into the hundreds now. I hate Jill. I don't like Jill's presence anymore. She has talked about Josh so much, and I've made a podcast with her, and I literally don't like seeing her anymore. I get prepared to not like seeing Jill, someone that I still consider a friend, and I still like her, and if she reached out for help, I would still, I wouldn't be shit-talking her if I wasn't close with her, and I would still help her, and I'd still hang out with her, but still, it's like, I don't get excited in seeing you anymore because of the fact you just fucking talk about Josh all the time. And every time she's fucking talked about Josh, I've said the exact same fucking thing. Leave him. Just fucking leave him. She has been talking about this man for 8 fucking months. They started dating. They dated for fucking a month and a half. They literally just did end. They could be back together. God knows who. And they fucking... And I've said the same thing over and over. Fucking leave him. Go fuck some other dude. I don't care. But it's so ridiculous. And she's never listened to me. And every time I have to fucking hear about it. And when I looked at her and I was like, oh, okay. Like I don't, or I said, I don't, no. I said, I don't care. She said, she saw me at work. She quit. Shaw's. She used to work here, but she doesn't work there anytime. She showed up at my shifts and she goes, me and Josh just officially broke up. I looked at her and I said, I don't care. And she goes, oh, sassy. Jill, shut the fuck up. If you're watching this, which I hope you are, shut the fuck up. I wanted to punch you in the fucking mouth. I didn't because I have common fucking decency, but holy fuck, have I never wanted, like, there's so much rage, and you're already at work for your 8 and 45 minute hour shift, and then somebody fucking, what? How the, what? You know I don't fucking like you and Josh. I don't like hearing about it. I've been very fucking open with you. I've talked to you about it many fucking times, and she still fucking brings up to it. At work. On my 8 hour and 45 minutes. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm screen recording this and sending it to fucking Jill because she needs to listen to me because she won't shut the fuck up about Josh. And then when I have people over and then Josh is coming over, she texts people at my house that are coming over to my house. She's not invited because I can't invite everyone over all the time. That's how it fucking is. She texts, and I can't deal with Jill and Josh at my house at the same time. That's just not an option I'm willing to deal with. So she texts people at my house. Who's going tonight? Because I need to know if Josh will cheat on me. Shut the fuck up. You chose to date this person. You chose to date him. You knew him. I told you to fucking leave him beforehand. Then you dated him, and then you're gonna text other people and annoy other people. Jill, fuck off. We're moving from this topic. I needed to get that off. That was so... Oh my god. We're gonna talk about Isaiah. Isaiah's been on the podcast. Isaiah makes me want to fucking kill him sometimes. He just is a monkey. There's no other way of saying it. Isaiah is just a fucking monkey. And it's not a race thing. It's nothing to do with that. He just is stupid like a fucking monkey sometimes. And I'm going to tell the story that really pissed me off recently, but I just wanted to clarify that. We went on a drive Saturday night, and we're driving around. I'm not, I'm not fully, how should I put it? There. I'm not fully there, should I say. So we go around driving. We go to Noah's house. Noah's been on the podcast as well. We go to Noah's house, and we sit there for a little bit, and then we come back to my house. I leave my AirPods in Isaiah's car. And that night, I'm like, oh shit, Isaiah, I left my AirPods in your car. I need them before work tomorrow. So we end up going to bed really late. We wake up, I have work in 30 minutes. So I get up, I'm trying to feel normal. I get a shower, I get changed, I get all ready. I'm trying to make sure the basement's somewhat picked up. It's not still fully. They still haven't fully. They didn't pick up the fucking basement because Isaiah doesn't want to do any fucking work around my house, even though that I have him over all the fucking time. You fucking twat. You lazy fucking twat. And so, I love you. I love you to death, but you lazy fucking twat. You're one of my best friends, but you're a fucking piece of shit sometimes. That's how it is. I love you. But, so he doesn't clean up the fucking basement. I told him, that morning I also say, hey bro, your AirPods are in the car. I need them before work. And I'm getting ready. I take a shower. I get my shit together. I try to clean the basement. And I'm late. I'm running super, super late. So I head out of the door. I'm like, you guys got whatever. I'm assuming that they got the basement because, you have someone over at the house. They're running late for work. The decent thing to do is clean up the fucking basement. I still have to go do that with my 30-hour week schedule, which both of them are unemployed. Josh and Isaiah were both over. They're both unemployed. But that's besides the point. I don't care. I literally don't care. I've been so angry this whole day. I'm letting it all out. I'm an asshole. What do you want me to say? I'm a fucking asshole. That's just how I fucking run shit. So they don't clean up the fucking basement. I feel like when you have someone over and they give you food and they give you whatever they want and just host over and they're running late for work and you have them over all the time, I just feel like you should clean up the fucking mess, which is your mess, by the way. You fucking made the mess. So they don't do that, and then Isaiah leaves. He leaves my fucking house with the AirPods in his fucking car. Okay, I told him I need them. He leaves. So I text him after work. I say, hey man, can I get the AirPods? He's in Plymouth. He's 45 fucking minutes away. He didn't mention this and did not think of this at all. So I'm like, okay, when are you going to be back? Tonight or tomorrow morning? Which means, okay, tonight or tomorrow morning, you'll be able to pick them up. Because that's what I'm texting him about. So, next morning, right? Next morning, I text him at 9 o'clock. Hey, man, when can I come pick up those AirPods? Text him at 10 o'clock. Hey, man, can I come pick up those AirPods? I text him at noon. Hey, man, I need to come. Or he responds at fucking, I think it was probably 40 minutes after I texted him at 10. He goes, I'm at the doctor right now. I don't know why the fuck he's at the doctor. Or he didn't drop off the AirPods before the doctor, but that's besides me. So he goes to the fucking doctor. I'm like, bro, I need those AirPods. I text him at noon. He's like, bro, I'm still at the doctor. He's been there for like over an hour and a half. I don't know what the fuck the doctor's doing. He's probably jerking him off or some dumb bullshit. So he's fucking at the doctor's. And I'm like texting him. I'm like, bro, I need to get my fucking AirPods for my 9-hour shift. Like, it's my 9-hour shift. I want my fucking AirPods. I don't want to go to my 9-hour shift without my fucking AirPods. That, you could have just left at my fucking doorstep when you were at my fucking house parked, but that's besides the point. He goes, yeah, I'll be done in 20 minutes. And I'm like, I text him, and I'm so fucking angry. I was too angry. I was too aggressive with them. I'm going to be honest. But I was like, I'm not going to read it because I really don't. I don't even know where my phone is. But it was, what? Isaiah, you fucking moron. I said I needed the fucking AirPods. Why the fuck did you not drop them off? You unemployed ass. What the fuck are you doing? Like, why didn't you fucking do that? And he goes, bro, what are you fucking talking about? And he uses the N-word multiple times, which, oh my god, that fucking, he's a picky eater. He's a picky eater who says the N-word, and it makes me, He's basically white. He acts white in so many ways, but he's got that fucking 1/4. He's got 1/4, and it grinds my fucking gears. But whatever. He says it like 4, probably 6 times, and I'm like, he says all this retarded shit where he's you never said that, which I know I did at least fucking twice. Fucking dumb, stupid bitch. And he goes, I don't know why you didn't stop and grab the AirPods before you left for work. I said to him before, as I was leaving work, I'm late for fucking work. I got to work late 8 fucking minutes because we fucking woke up late and we fucking stayed up and partying all night long, which is fine. And he didn't clean up the fucking basement. So I woke up, I got ready, I cleaned the fucking basement. They didn't do fucking fuck all. He left with my AirPods. And then when I text him, trying to get it to him, he's at the Cape or at the fucking doctor's. And then when I act pissed off because I have to go in for my 9-hour fucking shift at work without my AirPods, he acts pissed off. And when I call him my unemployed ass, I was talking to him about him not understanding when he needs to be fucking places. Because he's always fucking late and he always acts like it doesn't fucking matter. You don't need to be places for work. And you have to show up on time for fucking work. And he proved my point by being an unemployed ass. Because he said, why didn't you get the AirPods before work? Even though I was 8 minutes fucking late. So he wanted me to be more late getting to work to grab my AirPods for a shift that I didn't need to go to. So I already went to a shift at Shaw's without my AirPods, which I was like, yeah, whatever. It fucking sucks, happens. But it was my short shift. I wanted my long shift where I can wear my AirPods. That I wanted my fucking AirPods. And he was like, no. Like, no. I was like, what? And the thing is he just doesn't understand how the fuck to get to work or when he needs to get to fucking work and show up on time. So he responds with all this. I'm like, I'm not responding to this because I'm just fucking tired and I was at my 9 hour shift work, which I'm working back to back. So I'm doing 9 hours yesterday, 8 hours 45 minutes today, and then I'm doing 7 hours tomorrow, and then I'm going to Austin. So it's been a busy fucking week, and I had to drive to him to get him his shit. But the thing that annoys me the most is that he left like a sweatshirt at my fucking house for like 3 months, and it got lost. And I was like, he texted me, like spam texting me one night, and was like, yo, where the fuck is my sweatshirt? I left it at your house, blah, blah, blah. And the next time he came over, he was like, where is it? Why can't you find it? Like all this shit. And I was like, you're going to act like that for something, a sweatshirt you left at my house 3 months ago, my guy. But for an AirPods that was over fucking night, literally the day of, I told you where the AirPods, and they were in your car, not at your fucking house. The car that was parked in my fucking driveway, to mention. He can't return those, but he wants me to, like, know where the 3-month sweatshirt is. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You fucking narc. You fucking weirdo. Like, it was, oh my god. He actually acted just like a fucking monkey. And I can't hang with monkeys. It's just, they're too much to deal with. Anyway, moving on. One more quick thing about my friends that I want to shit talk is Sam. Sam's going to Austin with us too as well. Even though that he's acting like he's not, and I found out last week that he was going to Austin with us. So this trip has been planned like months and months in advance. And it was, I texted him about it about him going. It was like, hey man, let me know if you want to, go to Austin with us over the summer. And he was like, okay, sounds good. I just need a little bit more information. And he wasn't really too clear about it, and we didn't talk about it since. So it was like 3 to 4 months that went by of, or like two, not 3 to 4, I'm going to say 2 to 3 months going by of just us not talking about it and us talking about it around him and then him not saying anything. So I just assumed he wasn't going. And then lo and behold, our moms planned it, and he didn't say anything to me. So our moms planned him going, and I didn't know until the week of that Sam was going with us to Austin. And I don't even know how to bring it up to him. I literally have I'm going to talk to him about it at some point because I'm not a bitch. But, and uncomfortable conversations I avoid, but eventually I deal with them. But it's like, what the fuck do I even say to that? Like, hey man, I don't care that you're going. By the way, I don't care that he's going. I'm glad that he's going to Austin with us. That's not the issue. I'm very, very happy that he's going. But it's like, hey man, I look like a fucking retard that I don't know, which I am a retard, but I don't always want to look like a retard. And I look like a retard because you didn't tell me that you were fucking going to Austin. Like, there was never a text saying, hey man, our moms planned it and I'm officially going to Austin. There was none of that. And we talked about it around him. Me, Dom, and Charlie had spoken about it openly, saying how excited we are going to Austin and seeing where our future's probably going to be. And he literally said fucking nothing. Like, literally not a fucking word, not a fucking peep. And last week, he showed up at work while I was working at Shaw's. He shows up to check on his schedule because he still does work at Shaw's. Sam does work at Shaw's. And he goes, so we're leaving on the 15th. It's the 9th. It's the fucking 9th. It's 6 days away. And he says, we're going on the 15th. Like it's fucking 3 or 4 weeks away, my guy. It is 6 days. 6 days. We're done with weeks. There is no more weeks. We are at days, and he's still talking about it like it's fucking months away. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is happening? And I've never been more confused with somebody, and I don't really know how to bring it up because I don't even really care. Like, it doesn't affect, like, I'm happy he's going, but I've never had somebody act this weird about, like, a vacation. Like, we're going to Austin, and we're going for, like, a little bit, like, as a getaway, like, as a fucking vacation. And he just doesn't seem excited. Like, 6 days away, he's acting like it's a long time, and he acted like he wasn't excited. He hasn't acted excited for this trip at all, so I'm just, I'm very, very odd, but people are weird. Anyway, let's stop talking shit about my friends. Let's get into, what is going back? What is going on? Oh. I wanted to talk about this whole Olympic weed running thing. So if you live under a fucking rock, this Olympian who runs track and field, it was got caught smoking weed through a drug test, and everyone is in open arms about this. About you should let her fucking compete. Weed doesn't really help you make you run. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, this is so crazy. And a lot of people are saying it's racist, which I don't. I mean, the weed rules apply to everybody. I don't know. That's one of the, like, I'm for, like, a lot of, like, shit with, like, supporting and refunding black areas and black communities that have been oppressed and all that shit. I consider myself very liberal. But I mean, there's just some shit where they push where I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like that, her skin color has no difference on if she gets caught smoking weed or not, and if they get banned or not. I mean, that's just not. It's not a thing. But the discussion is should they be allowed to smoke weed? And I absolutely think that they should be allowed to smoke weed and fucking run. The only difference is the only thing that I'm very confused about is there's so much energy going into her. So much protesting online and so many social media posts when we have people behind bars not allowed to see their own children. They have children and they're not allowed to see them or raise them because they smoke weed. Yet we're upset about an Olympian not being able to run because they smoke. And look, I get it. I think she should be allowed to run in the race. But I don't understand that. I just feel like there's bigger fish to fry. Like there's more important issues, especially going on with marijuana, that we're not focusing on. And only when this shit happens do we focus on it. And it's usually on the lesser important shit, in my opinion. It's the shit that doesn't necessarily fully fucking matter. And it makes me fucking furious. It makes me furious that we have people that are stripped away from their rights and they're not allowed to see their own children because they smoke weed. Yet we're upset and protesting about an Olympian. It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I just think that we skipped like 7 or 6 steps here. Like, whoa, slow our rolls. You know, like, who the fuck are we to talk about an Olympian when we have some dude in Ohio just not allowed to see their fucking kids because they smoke weed? It's nuts. And they have to be in a cage. They're literally in a cage for smoking weed. And it's nuts. It's nuts. But I want to talk about 2 more things, and then we'll get this shit wrapped up. I said, over the during the podcast, over the school year, that I would be kicking ass this summer. That I would be really uploading, trying to upload 3 times a week. And really pushing out podcasts and really focusing on podcasts as being one of the main things I do over the school summer. And it just hasn't happened. I just haven't fallen through. And it's been a lot different. The summer has been a lot different. I went to Florida. I'm going to Austin. I'm going to Erie next week. And then I'm going back to Erie or back to Pennsylvania. And then we literally have had people in and out of this house the whole fucking time. We have had, I don't think, a full week. We're a month, right? I don't know if it's a month, but over 3 weeks. We're coming up on a month of a summer. A month of summer. And I don't think we've had a full week of no family and no travel in this house. And that's all the days combined. That's not like a full extended week. I think we've only had 5 days where this family and my family is home by themselves with no visitors. We have had visitors all summer long or we've been traveling. It has been so fucking exhausting. It's so fucking exhausting. I can't handle it anymore. I'm going a little fucking crazy. I'm angry because I thought this summer was going to be a lot more relaxed and I was going to be able to get prepared for senior year. And it just hasn't happened. I haven't fallen through with everything. I'm always exhausted. And, I mean, really the best example of something like this happening was I came home from, what was it? I came home from like a 7-hour shift at work, and I had to listen to my grandpa talk about racism for an hour. And it was a liberal, and it was good, and it was like good talking, and it was good to hear, and what he was saying was interesting. But I didn't want to fucking hear it after a 7-hour fucking shift at work. Like, it's a time and a place, and when you're leaving for work and you're staying up late to hang out with your family, and your family gets angry or annoyed with you when you try and go to sleep, and you're trying to balance that with friends and 30 hours a week at work, and you're also trying to just do all of this shit, and you have people in and out of your house, and for a while I couldn't sleep in my bedroom because I was giving it up. And I never want to sound like, again, I'm white, I'm privileged, and none of my problems are really that big of problems. But I mean, really, it's so fucking exhausting, and it's made it hard to keep up with this podcast. And literally, we've had family members, because the way this podcast room is set up is this is a separate room connected to the family room, or not the family room, connected to the workout room. And the workout room is sometimes used as a guest room. And so we had people down here, sleeping here for like fucking 5 days. So for those 5 days, I literally couldn't record a podcast. I did not have the ability or option to record a podcast, and it makes me angry and it makes me frustrated. But I just keep looking towards the future. I mean, it's really the one thing that keeps me going is just imagining me in Texas. I've been saying this for so long now that I believe it now. I believe it. I believe I'm going. I believe this podcast, after I graduate high school, I will be able to make it successful. And I've gotten so much better at podcasting already. God knows how much better I'll be at talking and being at conversation and being able to listen to people, and what types of conversations I'll have in the future. Like, all these things are so exciting to me that I'll be able to do. And it's awesome. I mean, it really is just awesome that I have that future. But I mean, it just sucks right now because I feel like I can't put all my energy in podcasting, which is really what I wanted to do this summer. That was my plan, and I haven't fallen through, and it's but I shouldn't blame anyone but myself. This is my fucking fault, and I need to get my shit together, and I need to, ignore all of these things, and I just need to put the fucking time in. And I get that it's exhausting, and it's truly does exhaust me, but I just need to suck it the fuck up. Really, I do. I just need to suck it the fuck up, and I need to schedule more podcasts. At the end of the day, that's what I need to do, and scheduling podcasts is really hard as well. I mean, it's hard to get people together and people willing to record. I mean, on camera, people get really freaked out, especially, I mean, we were talking about teenagers. We're talking about people who can't talk. And the only reason I'm pretty good at talking was because I feel like I was a little bit better than others before this podcast. But really, because of this podcast, I've put so much time and effort now. I mean, we're on the 42nd episode of talking by myself, with other people, and having very interesting conversations. And I'm super excited to see where this goes. I mean, I really am. But it puts things in perspective, though, right here, too, is that you've put so much work in, and yet you haven't gotten anything out of it. I mean, literally nothing. My view counts are still down, and that's me too. I haven't been sharing on social media. If I really wanted to start growing numbers, I'm gonna need to start uploading to TikTok and consistently start uploading to Spotify and upload to other places. But I also don't want that. I also like a small podcast right now while I'm learning and getting my feet on the ground of talking. And I still don't know who I am. I mean, that's the other side of it, is that I'm still 17. I still don't know who the fuck I am. I'm still just this idiot running around absorbing information, figuring out what information I like, what information I don't like, and it's all very interesting. But really, I'm just super excited for the future and for this podcast. And I mean, for those that have been here since day one, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. It really will be. But I'm super excited. If you watch this, you're insane as me, but literally, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot when I see views and when I hear people say that they watch it. It does mean a lot. It's disturbing and it's mind blowing, but it's also awesome at the same time. This is episode fucking 42. I mean, it's crazy, but we're here. We're gonna keep going, and hopefully we'll get somewhere. And I will try and get my shit together so I can start fucking recording again with other people. Anyway, peace out, fuckers. Thank you so much for listening or watching, either one. And peace out. Thank you for watching. That was episode 42.